Call of Duty modding. So today's video, we're going to be talking about like Black Ops 3 Zombies modding, seeing the community and the custom maps. Because in all honesty, that game is well and alive in the big 2026. If you would look through the actual workshop on Steam, you're just going to see hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of games or maps, excuse me, remasters of original maps that just feel and look great on top of, like, passion projects. People are on the grind. Like these people, and like it's international too, because a lot of maps they're made by, people out of the US that are just for like just the straight passion. And like some of these maps, when you play them, like you could feel that these people care about what they're doing. And it's just such a nice feeling nowadays. Like it doesn't feel cookie cutter. It doesn't feel copy pasted. There's a lot of passion put into these games, and there's a huge scene. I mean, even the YouTube scene, like YouTube custom zombies, that has always been a relatively niche scene that I feel kind of gets overlooked, but it's still, there are regular videos coming out revealing maps. There are people streaming them, people still trying to go for, high rounds, whatever. You can still find there's lobbies that you can, discords that you can get into to find people to play with. And there's just a lot going on. And although this will primarily be a video of me talking primarily about Black Ops 3 Zombies, there is so much more to go into about like how can it can be applied to just gaming as a whole. So if this interest, piques, if this topic piques your interest, go ahead and, leave a like, comment, some of your thoughts, either before or after the video's over, subscribe. That really helps me. But yeah, so let's talk about Black Ops 3 Zombies and where it is nearly a decade later, right? When did this game come out? 2015? Something like that, I believe. So yeah, a decade later. It's the modding scene is crazy. They go nuts, right? They're dropping back rooms, like maps for the back rooms, and it's they've done a bunch of remasters on some of the classic Call of Duty BO1 maps, like we got, and BO2 as well. Like they've done Nuketown, Transit, Die Rise, Call of the Dead, Mob of the Dead, Verrucht, Knocked, or was it Knocked? No, they've done a bunch, because the one that they did for Verrucht, Return to Verrucht, was actually, they expanded to the courtyard, and there's so much you could do. Different game modes you could do, gun game, you could do so much, right? They give you maps from TV shows, restaurants, and some meme maps, and some of them obviously are joke maps, and some of them are serious maps that people put their time and effort into. I mean, everyone puts their time and effort into it. Don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to discredit anyone, but like you can feel the passion in these maps, and it's such a fun experience to play Black Ops 3 Zombies, because I will say, like, for it being one of the most recent COD Zombies that supported mods, because for those who may not know, Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2 officially did not support mods in the same capacity that, let's say, World at War did and Black Ops 3 does. So basically what ended up happening is World at War came out, and then the Zombies modding community basically took hold of that game, because they were able to modify zombies to the capacity they did, and even that community is still relatively active, but most of them have already migrated over to Black Ops 3 Zombies, because it's just a much more friendly system. It's just overall just a much more enjoyable experience, from what I've heard, for these creators themselves. So, and they're keeping Black Ops 3 alive. Genuinely, they really are. Like, if it weren't for them, I don't think that game would be nearly as active as it is now. I couldn't tell you, because I didn't really look into the numbers, I'll be honest with you, how many people play, but I play it. I see when YouTubers play it. I mean, I see the the zombies, the zombies YouTubers. A lot of them, they'll play the new COD. They'll release videos on the new maps, and once the new map hype dies down, they're back to custom zombies. And that's how it's kind of always has been. Before Black Ops 3 came out, that's how it was during the Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 2 eras, where it's like once the main line game, hype dies down, you basically default back to custom zombies for these zombies YouTubers. And you know, there's just so much that can be done, and it's just honestly, I think Black Ops 3 is what really saved, zombies modding. And like it's a crazy experience to see. Alongside, I mean, it's not just like, maps or custom maps, but like there's a lot of things that you could do. There's weapon packs, overhauls, there's overall improvements of the game to make the game better, and there's visual and gameplay overhauls, and stuff for bots, and there's so much that you can look through and enjoy as if you play it on PC. And it's almost entirely, it is entirely PC based, because it goes through Steam, through the Steam Workshop. So there's not really any other way to kind of get it. But overall, I will say the Black Ops Zombies modding scene is probably like, it has such a like authentic and passionate fan base who are keeping the game alive. And it's crazy, like you're talking 10 years down the line, you still got thousands and thousands of people who are playing these games because there are people in the community that are producing for this game. And I think the biggest thing, if you really think about it, like look at Roblox, right? Roblox is a very similar system. You have a core game with the ability to create whatever you imagine. And that's why they're so successful. Like if you really think about it, all the experiences that they have on Roblox, and you could even compare it somewhat to Fortnite. The experiences that they offer in those games are very similar to what Black Ops 3 offers in what they call their modding scene. It's not just like if they called it a creator hub and then started offering the ability for people to create experiences for other players, I can guarantee you, like Call of Duty can do that, build a single engine for that, and they would never have to, make another COD again, and they can make money just off the microtransactions alone. But they won't do that because, I mean, there's their business, whatever. But like, that's what keeps games alive nowadays. Like when you really look at it, like that's how Pokemon has such a strong fan base when it comes to especially some of the older games, because you have people remaking, creating new experiences off of these old Gen 3, Gen 4 games, and they're building all new experiences for people to experience. That's what keeps these games alive. Like, and this is just from my experience with, like, let's say Pokemon and like third gen Pokemon. Like, there are so many ROM hacks that some people literally have added current generation Pokemon into Pokemon, which is like insane. But that's keeping these games alive. And like, I know why, Treyarch will probably not release another game that allows modding support, which is unfortunate. I would love to see it, come to current COD, because then, we have new tools and we're going to get even better experiences from said new tools. But it's crazy how much a lot of these games can stay alive just due to the community, like, not wanting to let them die. And I think it's like, it's really, it's a beautiful thing, honestly. It adds so much long-term playability to games when you have, the developers basically blessing to do what you think you want with the game. And it's really what keeps these games alive, for a decade, right? But yeah. So I want to know what your guys' thoughts in the comments, and tell me what you guys think about modding in general. Black Ops 3 modding, whether it's Black Ops 3, Pokemon, whatever game. Fallout. Sorry, just before I get on a crazy rant, but Fallout, another great example of a game that is very much maintained by the community after its initial, release and maintenance period. Like, these games are like some of the top ones that come to my mind when it comes to certain aspects, like Black Ops 3 and World at War, because most of the other CODs don't offer modding in that aspect. And then Pokemon, like I said, and then Fallout. If there are any others, let me know down below. I don't really know, but yeah. So leave your thoughts in the comments. Let me know. And if you guys enjoyed this video, please leave a like and, subscribe. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. Later. Bye.